Welcome back to Blast Guys Reviews. In this review, we'll be taking a look at the new Hasbro Vintage Collection, Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Mandalorian Super Commando. You might remember these guys from the Clone Wars cartoon. They are pretty much like Darth Maul's troops. This is the Commando. Here's the packaging that comes in. You see that these are recommended for ages 4 and above. We do have a choking hazard for small parts for children on the age of 3, so be very careful with anybody younger than that. We see the Clone Wars insignia logo there at the top, and then we see the Mandalorian Super Commando name peel, and the character in its bubble, the Kenner logo at the bottom. Very cool. Nice looking artwork for the overall cartoon. There's the back of the card. This is VC243 if you are a card collector. There in the center, towards the top, you can see a lot of the other characters that are currently available when this figure was released. The Vintage Collection logo, a bunch of stuff at the bottom. Very unsightly for card collectors. Looks like crap in my opinion. Here is the UPC. That helps you guys at all. Sorry about the light glare. Sometimes it's just nature of the beast with reflections of the packaging of the cards. Other than that, it's a stiffer cardstock than used to seeing, but it's still very, as you can see, it's bent. So it is what it is for that purpose. As you can see here, I have created myself my own little squad. We'll be doing a video for the captain here, probably released the same time this video is, so look forward for that also. So let's go ahead and take a look at the character. We'll go ahead and borrow one of my open guys I have already. I do plan to open my other one. I'm not much of a card collector, but for review purposes, I left one on the card so you guys can see. Let's strip him down so we can take a look at the figure. He has 2 pistols and a jetpack and like a larger blaster type weapon. So here's our mold. He has the red, the gunmetal plated on his chest, and his helmet's kind of like that gunmetal look. He has the gauntlets that are pretty much the same color. Other than that, we have the grays and the more of a plastic gray for his thigh pads and belt. Takes away from like the realism in my opinion. Then we do have some weathering throughout the figure. You see with the red a little bit there on his stomach, and you can see his knee pads and shin guards have that dry brushing for weather effect. Overall, he looks really cool for appearance. He does have the red on his pauldrons there. His gun holster on the side. The back. I don't know why Hasbro has to do this big gaping craters in their backs. A pinhole does just as fine job as the big old craters. There's really no purpose for that. All that does is pigeonhole the collector slash the playability and display purposes of this figure, because if you wanted to have a figure without the jetpack, then you got this big gaping hole in your display or your photography shots. So I think they need to stop doing that. So there's definitely a strike against this figure already. But I do like these figures. As you can see, I did purchase 6 of them. So nothing's perfect, but I mean, come on, how long have they been making figures and just making these ridiculous mistakes this far into, the collection? So here's a front view of his helmet. So the top of it, side. Okay, get a little better angle for you guys so you can check out all the detailing the best that we can. Back. Figure. Looks pretty cool. I do like him for what they are. I do collect. I love Mandalorian, so that's why I have him. So a pretty nice looking figure altogether. Okay, so for the articulation of the figure, head rotates 360, a little bit up and back, forth, not too much. 360 away around, but you hit that pauldron, so you kind of got to come out and go around if you want to do that. So he does have bendable elbows. You get about a little more than 90 on these guys. Pretty nice. 360 rotation at the elbow. Pretty good. 60 rotation at the hands. Both are the same. I'm not sure if we have a joint in the hand. It's hard to see through the camera, so give me 1 second. Okay, we do have the up and down like this only. We do not get any of the side to side on either hand. You can see this one. This one kind of the gauntlet gets in the way a little bit. We do have the back and forth on the stomach, ab crunch, back and forth, 360 rotation. Sounds like there's like a little ratchet in there. We do have the ball joints on the legs, which is great. Sits pretty good. Splits until it hits the gauntlets. I'm sorry, the thigh pads. Like that. This way, pretty decent. We do have a single joint knee, rotation at the knee, rotation at the foot, side to side, pivot down and up. So just standard, what you expect from this figure. Not too bad. Let's see here. The overall quality of the plastic, I would have to say, is a little lower grade than the Death Watch Mandalorian that we recently seen the video for. If you the 1/18 scale one, the Trooper, you can look for that in my video if you want to check it out. They feel a little cheaper, but it is what it is. And the reason that is because we're going to get to his accessories, which is absolutely ridiculous. But we'll start with the jetpack, so it's not as bad. Has a like a grayish silverish finish to it. 2 red stripes around the missiles. We do have 2 drill holes in the exhaust, so maybe you can fit those blast effects in these also. I would try it now. I don't have them currently. They're kind of put away. I have so much space. Now, what's really bad is the weapons. These are, this is a shame. This is like Dollar General or Dollar Toy weapons. You can see here it's just a gray plastic. This is the blaster, pretty much. And it is a super soft plastic. You see me bend it. I don't want to bend it too far. It could bend that far, but I don't want to put no like stress marks in it. But that's trash. Shame on you. And when to make it worse, you do get 2 of these, and they're just, if not worse, on flexibility. There's no stiffness at all. You could break that off. All you gotta do is fold it right in half like a piece of bread. It's terrible. There's no excuse for that, especially now we're paying, we're up to between $15 to $17.99 on these figures, and we're not getting any more better quality. We're getting same amount of quality for more money. And I'm sorry if no one likes that, but that's my opinion. And if you are like me, you work hard for your money, you want decent products. So these are garbage, and that's the bottom line. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick the rifle in his hand like his blaster. He does hold it quite well, as you can see here. You can get some, pretty tight holds on it. If you want to, you can get a 2-hand wield, which isn't, a good feature for your displays. It doesn't seem to, force the weapon to bend at all too much if you get the right angle. Looks pretty awesome, in my opinion. But the guns are, as long as you don't touch them, you can get them to stay straight in the hands. For display purposes, it's going to work. Playability, it might be a little bit irritating, for example. Now, when it comes to his pistols being held in his hands, they are loose, they will fall out, and they will fall on the floor and drive you crazy when you're trying to find them, especially if you have carpet. So as you can see, they do move around, and he's going to make a liar of me, but trust me, just because his hands see me moving very easily, it's just going to not work out for me here, but it does be quite irritating sometimes when they fall out. Maybe if you get the right angle, they will stay, but for me playing with them for like several days, they've irritated me quite a bit. Here he is with the jetpack on. Now the other thing too is, if I get him to stand up, I have 5 of them that I've played with. The tolerance for the pistol cases seem to be quite different from each figure to figure. These are very flexible guns. So for one thing, putting your finger on here, pushing them down, it just wants to bend, and so you can get a different depth of each weapon. Some seem to go in easier than others, and they are very tight. So be careful with that when you're trying to push your pistols in their cases. You might have to leave one just a little bit higher than the other one. I know that's a visual thing, but it's the nature of the beast if you don't want stress marks on your weapons. So my final thoughts for these guys is, like, I like them. They're not perfect. As you can see, I have 6 for myself. I want my little Darth Maul squad. I like the paint. They look good. Visually, they look good. The plastic's not great, but it's not bad. It's not a deal breaker. They have the better hips. They don't have the one where you have to like turn that little piece of just above the top of the leg to get it to sit. They have that bulge on, which is great. The paint looks cool. I like the overall color palette. The negatives has got to be the gaping hole in the back and the weapons. Are probably the worst things for these figures. I think I paid retail for mine $14 to $15.99, so I average about $15 to $17.99 currently, still as the release of this video. So you can get it from most of your favorite retailers. So hope you guys like this video. If you don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Here's a real reviews. You're going to find out what's good, what's bad. And if you like the truth and not paid by some company to say that they're amazing, nothing wrong with them, you got the wrong place. So that'd be a great reason for you to subscribe. That way you know you're getting an honest review here on Black Skies Reviews. Don't forget to look forward for the captain here following this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next review.